Let's talk about routers now. Let me give you a simple analogy so that you could relate. Consider that you live into a country which is not connected to other country. Just giving an example. Let's consider there is no road transport across countries. Within country, yes, there is a road. So here is a person A wants to go to person B. They could travel by road or train or whatever, and they can go from A to B. Here is a C and D. Maybe here is E and F. So internal roads exist, but there is no path between these countries. What they would need now, if these countries want to have their people coming across, they would need to create spatial communication across these countries. Most of these countries, when you cross, you need to go through a immigration office, and that ensures that only right people can come in and only right people can go out. That's what they do. Same thing happens in networks also. So if you have a network here, let's say network 1, here we have another network called network 2, here is another network called network 3, and if these networking devices need to communicate with each other, we need to set up a configuration which would facilitate this work. Like in case of cities, it will be done by, let's say, airports. So you have an airport in this country, another airport in this country, another airport in this country, and now they can set up flights by which your people can move around, and that's where we'll be creating a routing of traffic, and we have created a air network between them, and that is what we can think as a router. So router is a device which makes communication possible across different network, and that is the same thing we are achieving here by setting up the air control or air traffic across multiple cities and countries. Same thing in networking is done by router. Let's go ahead and talk about it now. So what is a router? Router is a networking device. It can be implemented physically and hardware, I mean software wise also, but this is a device which makes communication possible between different network. Router is a special type of computer. Again, it has its brain, means it has processing power, it has its memory, it has its logic, and by which it is able to forward traffic to different destination. It can be software or hardware, and they are tailored to the task of routing and forwarding. They do two things. Routing is the process of moving packet from one network to another. Router first determine the best path and forward packet through those paths. Consider, let's say you are into San Francisco and now you want to go from there to Los Angeles. Obviously, you are crossing one city to another city, so you need to take the roads which will take you out of the city, not within the city, and you may have to plan your route properly. Maybe there is a closure, or maybe there is snow, or maybe there is fog. So what you would do, before you move, you would have decided or charted a course that I would go and go this path, then come here, then go there, then come here, take this route, take this path, and then I will reach. Same thing is done by routers. So routers determine the best path for forwarding the packet. It is like your airline booking system who figures out what the best possible path or flight for you is, and then you have to actually travel on that. You decided I would be taking national highway number this, and then we'll take this road, and then I'll go and do this intersection and all these things, but you have to actually move on that path also to reach to destination. So same thing here, we are forwarding packet through these paths. So router would understand where packet wants to go and then redirect them to the right path. It is like an information office. Let's say you have come to a big bus stop. There are multiple buses leaving from there. You do not know which particular gate you have to go, or in case of airport also. So you would go ahead and ask an inquiry counter that, hey, I want to go to, let's say, Las Vegas. Which bus I have to take? And they would say, go to gate number 13, and maybe the other person comes in and that will be redirected to gate number 18 or something. So that is the job of router. So you consult routing table. Based on that, a path is determined, and then you are forwarded to that destination. It is similar to like you have your luggage being forwarded. So let's say I'm going from London Heathrow LHR to maybe DXB. If I could not get a direct flight, maybe I am going through a different country. Let's say I'm going to Amsterdam. So my luggage is checked in Heathrow. I may be changing flight, but my luggage would be, if it is through check-in, I would get in DXB. So same thing, router would ensure that you are having a tag to go to the final destination, and through that you keep on getting forwarded by different. Maybe in between there would be different countries also whom from which luggage can go, but that's how router will take care of forwarding the thing. So determining the best path and forwarding packet through these paths. Routers communicate with each other, and that is called routing protocol. Same like you have your baggage. In your baggage, you would have a barcode. Obviously, you can't make out a lot from that barcode, but you would see some sign on that that would maybe referred as transfer, or it may be for further check-in or something like that mentioned on it. So that's what is for the baggage handler who would be picking up your bag. And same thing, routers communicate with each other. So let's say I have to go from place 1 to second and third and then reach to my destination. My path may not be direct, so I may have to go to multiple router and reach to my destination. This router exchange information, and that is done by something called routing protocol, the language routers speak to communicate with each other. There are different type of ways of doing routing. It can be static. I have manually set it up to forward packet to a specific destination. I may use default routes, or I can determine the path dynamically, like you moved on a path but that airline is not operating or that particular flight has cancelled. You would then figure out how to best reach to the destination. That is what dynamic routing may mean also. So dynamic routing would again have further bifurcation, like there will be interior gateway protocol, sorry, and there would be exterior gateway protocol, EGP, and within that there would be more type of protocol like OSPF, EIGRP, BGP. So OSPF is not so common now, but now you would obviously hear a lot of communication happening when you set up networking in AWS world or any other physical environment. You may be leveraging BGP a lot for big network communication. So this is called routing protocol. So I hope you get a little bit more idea on what routing is and what is routing protocol. We'll talk about some more terminology so that you are aware about some common concepts related to networking, and we will then compare physical network versus AWS networking into next chapter. Thank you.